Hello, hi, hello, hi. So we back with another reaction video.
She said I made her fall in love with me. I introduced her to the game and let her thug with me. See me like Bunny and Clyde, she even clutch me. I feel like it's do or die. She give her soul to me. She wanna be close to me. Oh, she say she fuck with me the long way. She say she gon' run my back. I had a long day.
Okay, so this one is coming from the Audit page, and it's called Cops Get Sued After Falsely Arresting Innocent Teen. Now, I've done reactions from Audit, but it was like over a year or two ago. And it popped back up on my timeline, and I was like, let me do some of them. And it's late, and I can't sleep because I took a nap. So, we gonna do that. Before we do that, let's do this. Did you get your book? Did you get your book? Did you get your book? Did you get your merch? Because I checked, you didn't get it. I was trying to figure out what was taking so long. Did you hit the subscribe button? Okay, so you done did that. Did you hit the like button? Like the video. And quit playing. God, dog. Boy, y'all always, oh Lord, don't ever want to like the video, don't want to subscribe, don't want to share, y'all just don't want to do nothing. Make sure we recording. God, dog. Let's go. Oh, I feel like this is gonna piss me off. What he said.
Welcome to Audit the Audit, where we sort out the who and what and the right and wrong of police interactions. This episode covers cell phone seizures, resisting, and aggravated battery, and is brought to us by WGLT's channel. Be sure to check out the description below and give them the credit that they deserve. In the late evening, on February 8th, 2023, a fire erupted in the quadplex apartment of college student Taylor Brown, which was located in the town of Normal, Illinois. Both fire officials and police officers from the Normal Police Department responded to the incident, and, at the officer's request, Ms. Brown agreed to be transported to the Normal police station for questioning. However, after waiting more than 40 minutes at the police station without being interviewed, Ms. Brown requested that she be taken home. The interaction that followed was captured on an unknown Normal officer's body camera.
Alright, who are you on the phone with? So we're gonna have to seize your phone, so go ahead and hang up.
Seize my phone for what?
Go ahead and hang up.
Why?
Go ahead and hang up.
They want to seize my phone, but I'm not under arrest for it.
You're not under arrest, but your phone's gonna be seized. So
no.
You're gonna hang up the phone.
Why are you seizing the phone? What the hell?
So listen.
There's three of them all around me.
So listen.
FaceTime me for a second.
You listen for a second. So the fire is gonna be under investigation.
That's fine.
Okay, and we're gonna seize your phone.
Why?
Because the fire's under investigation.
What does that have to do with the
so
self?
You can hand me the phone,
because we are. You don't even know.
But I need to know what my phone's being. They're not telling me a reason why my phone's being.
I just did.
But
you didn't give a
it's
reason.
Under investigation, which I
so listen to me. The fire.
That's her phone.
So the fire's going to be under investigation, and your phone's going to be seized.
What is?
Because you never told
what
me.
does the fire being under investigation and her phone being seized have to do with each other? Her phone didn't set the fire. Do you think her phone set the fire? She's not under arrest. Like, she voluntarily talking to y'all, so.
Told me that my phone would be seized when I got here. She didn't tell me that.
Okay, and when I got here, the detective wasn't here.
You told me that you were about to take me home.
Okay, so I'm not going to sit here and argue with you. So you can hang up. You can hang up the phone.
Ma'am, you're wrong. Like, she's not even really
So,
arguing. Like,
no, they're not.
She got.
Let me leave.
Why police always want to assume that when you got questions, you arguing? Bitch, I'm not arguing with you. I got questions, and you gonna answer them, motherfuckers, because I got rights. See, that's why. That's why I can't get pulled over. That's that's why I can't have cop interactions. Cause I got questions as to why you doing what you doing, and what you gonna do is answer them. I know my uncle, an officer. I know my rights. Answer my question. I'm not going back and forth with you. I'm asking you a question. Answer it, and you ain't giving me no valid answer. Shit.
You know what I'm finna? It's free.
Asshole.
I can't do it on my phone. Well, if I do the interview,
you can go do the interview, but your phone's going to currently be seized.
Can I talk to him first? Can he come down here? Cause
Nope, we're not going to do that. So you can hang up the phone.
That
or
ain't not
take
gonna take the phone
That's
in
how
the
this is gonna
interview
work.
room. But I still, if she not doing the interview, it ain't no point in seizing her phone. If she gonna, of course you can't take the phone in the interview room. But even if she out there, like, what are you seizing the phone for? Like, she's down there volunteer. She's not under arrest. She's right about that part. She's not under arrest, so what are you seizing the phone for? Like, to take it so she can go to the interview, okay, but you seizing the phone like that motherfucker is evidence. Let me keep going.
That's not a threat. I've asked you several times, and you're just going to go back and forth with me.
Reason as to why my phone is being taken.
So the fire is going to be under investigation by the fire department. So stop. Don't interrupt me. So don't interrupt me. The fire is going to be under investigation.
Don't ever tell me not to interrupt you, and I'm being calm.
So the phone's going to be seized. So in a second, I want to take it.
But I'm asking you. I'm asking you a reason. I'm not being rebuttal. I'm asking you a reason.
So if you would like to talk to the detective, you can. Do you wish to talk to him?
Yeah, but
do you want to give an interview?
No, I wanted to ask him why my phone's being seized. Because she said she could take me home, but without my phone. That doesn't make sense.
The officers inform Ms. Brown that her phone is being seized because the fire in her apartment is under investigation. In order to comply with the Fourth Amendment's protection against unreasonable seizures, the government typically must obtain a warrant based on probable cause before it can legally seize an individual's personal property, such as their cell phone. As the Seventh Circuit Court of Appeals, which has jurisdiction over Illinois, explained in the 1987 case of U.S. versus Rivera, quote, "Seizures undertaken without warrants are presumed arbitrary and unreasonable, subject to a few specifically established and well-delineated exceptions." The United States District Court in the Southern District of Illinois outlined one of these exceptions in the 2011 case of U.S. versus Burgard, stating that, quote, "A container may be seized pending issuance of a warrant if there is probable cause to believe it holds contraband or evidence of a crime, and if the exigencies of the circumstances demand it." The district court went on to explain that, quote, "Exigent circumstances exist when law enforcement officers have an objectively reasonable fear of imminent destruction of the evidence, and determined that, in the case at hand, exigent circumstances justified the warrantless seizure of a confidential informant's cell phone when the officer reasonably feared that the informant might delete evidence from the phone before a warrant could be obtained. In this situation, it is unclear what proof the officers had that Ms. Brown's phone contained evidence regarding the fire, if they had any at all. But according to a lawsuit Ms. Brown filed concerning this interaction, the officers attempted to obtain a warrant to search her phone after they seized it, but the warrant was not approved by the state's attorney. Given this fact, it seems likely that the officers did not have the necessary probable cause to seize Ms. Brown's phone, even if they may have feared she could delete any potential evidence from the phone if they did not seize it. It should also be noted that even in situations where officers have the legal authority to seize a cell phone without a warrant, they generally are prohibited from accessing the contents of the phone without first obtaining a search warrant.
You need a warrant for the phone, and you need a warrant for what's in the phone.
The Supreme Court held that officers must generally secure a warrant before searching the data on a cell phone, despite the fact that the phone itself has been lawfully seized during a search incident to arrest. Because, quote, "Once law enforcement officers have secured a cell phone, there is no longer any risk that the arrestee himself will be able to delete incriminating data from the phone. Therefore, even if a court concluded that Ms. Brown's cell phone had been lawfully seized, the officers would not be authorized to search its contents without a warrant."
It sounds like
so are you going to talk to the detective?
No, I need everyone to come and tell me why my phone's being seized, because no one told me this until right now. Because it seems like
that's the question.
No, it seems like he's being petty because he woke up and I won't do the interview. So the question is, are you going to talk to the detective? As a matter of fact, are you recording this?
Are you going to talk to the detective and provide an interview? Yes or no?
Is that with or without the phone?
Without the phone. The phone's being seized. Are you talking to the detective or no? I don't know. That's not my question.
What? No, you said
so
I don't know.
Are you going to provide an interview?
That's not. No, ma'am. No. You confusing me. You fucking up.
I have to know if my phone is being seized.
Go ahead and hand me the phone.
You fucking up. You fucking up. You don't even know why you seizing the motherfucking phone, bitch. You just seizing the guy. You just said some shit. Stupid ass. I'm glad they muted the audio.
Do not kick. Okay, push your legs out.
See, that's that bullshit, bro. That's that bullshit.
Relax.
Mom, not letting go.
Relax.
We just want your phone.
No,
We just want your phone.
because she a minor. I was just like, why y'all
The
blurring
officers
it out?
attempt to seize Ms. Brown's phone, and when she pulls away, they force her to the ground and attempt to take it from her. As the U.S. District Court in the Eastern District of Wisconsin noted in the 2014 case of Wisconsin Carry Inc. versus City of Milwaukee, Seventh Circuit case law, quote, makes clear that using physical force against an individual who has made no verbal or physical threat in order to seize property that is lawfully in the individual's possession is a constitutional violation. However, if the individual is found to be resisting, officers may be authorized to use some level of reasonable force, depending upon the circumstances.
She's not resisting if she's not under arrest.
Section 31-1 of Article 5 of Title 720 of the Illinois Compiled Statutes, which defines the offenses of resisting and obstructing, states that, quote, a person who knowingly resists arrest or obstructs the performance by one known to the person to be a peace officer of any authorized act within his or her official capacity commits a Class A misdemeanor. Because the statute also states that, quote, a person shall not be subject to arrest for resisting arrest unless there is an underlying offense for which the person was initially subject to arrest.
How you can't resist arrest if you ain't under arrest?
Under arrest when the officers attempted to seize her phone, any potential charges under this statute would need to fall under the obstruction subsection. As the Appellate Court of Illinois explained in the 2017 case of People versus Driver, obstructing charges in Illinois do not require physical acts. Rather, passive acts that impede an officer's ability to perform his duties, such as repeatedly refusing an order to exit a vehicle, can be a violation. Based on this broad characterization of obstruction, it seems likely that a court would consider the refusal to surrender personal property that was being seized to be a violation of this statute. However, as the Appellate Court of Illinois noted in the 1968 case of People versus Young, quote, the provision covers only resistance or obstruction to authorized acts of the officer. In the Young case, the court determined that an individual could not be convicted of obstructing the illegal search of her home when the officers only had a warrant for another residence because, quote, whether the officer's belief as to his authority was reasonable or unreasonable, he was not authorized to search the defendant's apartment, and the act of the defendant in resisting him did not violate the statute. Accordingly, assuming that the officers did not have the reasonable suspicion necessary to seize Ms. Brown's cell phone without a warrant, it is also likely that a court would conclude she could not be convicted of resisting an authorized act of a police officer.
Taylor, no. Y'all just okay with this, all of y'all.
She gonna get some money.
We're going this way.
They're white. I expect it from them. I do.
Okay, you also kicked me in the head, so.
You also, I came down here with me because I trusted you. And look at what you're doing.
Are you willing to provide a statement or no?
What does that mean?
Are you going to talk to me if we go back there or not?
You are forcing me to.
I'm asking you if you're going to provide
But you're
a statement.
forcing me to.
I can't force you to talk.
You're taking my items.
I'm seizing this for now, yes.
What does that mean?
You want to provide
This is the word seize for me.
If I need to talk to her, I need an attorney present.
For me.
Okay.
Like,
I need a lawyer.
You can take her to jail.
All right.
take her to jail for what?
You have resisting and aggravated battery of a police officer.
Oh my
I did not aggravate you. You assaulted me.
Okay,
bruh, are you serious right now?
I'm 18.
You cannot be serious. First of all, they blurred it out, so we didn't even get to see it. But I can already tell you right now, if that ain't some bullshit, if I ever heard it, my pressure. See, I knew I should have did this. I knew I shouldn't have did this.
After placing Ms. Brown in handcuffs and helping her stand up, the officers state that they will be charging her with resisting and aggravated battery of a police officer.
No, you're not.
As we discussed earlier in this episode, it is unlikely that Ms. Brown could be convicted for resisting or obstructing if a court concluded that the seizure of her cell phone was unlawful. As for an aggravated battery charge, Section 12-3 of Article 5 of Title 720 of the Illinois Compiled Statute states that, quote, a person commits battery if he or she knowingly, without legal justification, causes bodily harm to an individual or makes physical contact of an insulting or provoking nature with an individual.
She needs to
under
charge
Section
y'all with that.
12-3.05 of the same article, quote, a person commits aggravated battery when, in committing a battery, he or she knows the individual battered to be a peace officer performing his or her official duties. battered to prevent performance of his or her official duties, or battered in retaliation for performing his or her official duties. Unlike the analysis for whether an officer was engaged in an authorized act for purposes of the resisting statute, which requires that an officer have actual constitutional authority to make a search or seizure, the Appellate Court of Illinois held in the 2020 case of People v. McIntosh that the constitutionality of an officer's actions is not relevant in determining whether the officers were executing their official duties for the purposes of the aggravated battery statute. Rather, the court concluded that, quote, a peace officer is executing his official duties when acting in the good faith performance of his job-related duties, regardless of whether those actions are later determined to be constitutionally unreasonable.
Oh my God,
it is unclear from the footage whether Ms. Brown made physical contact with any of the officers during the altercation, although one officer alleged that she kicked her. But if she did make physical contact with any of the officers, it is possible that she could be convicted of battery, or even aggravated battery, if the judge or jury believed that the officers were acting in good faith. However, although Section 7-7 of Article 5 of Title 720 of the Illinois Compiled Statute states that, quote, a person is not authorized to use force to resist an arrest, even if the arrest is unlawful, under Section 7-3 of the same article, quote, a person is justified in the use of force against another to prevent or terminate such other's trespass on or other tortious or criminal interference with personal property lawfully in his possession. In the Young case we discussed earlier in this episode, the Appellate Court of Illinois applied a similar statute that permitted the use of force to prevent unlawful entries into one's dwelling to overturn the defendant's battery conviction, holding that she, quote,
fucked up in the
acted from a
beginning, so everything that happened after the beginning is
necessary to terminate the officer's unlawful entry into her dwelling, and that her use of limited force was justified. Accordingly, if a court applied the same logic to justify any use of force by Ms. Brown as protecting her personal property, she could potentially be acquitted of any battery charges filed against her.
Of course, I wasn't resisting arrest. You didn't say that I was under arrest.
I asked you, so listen, I asked you to provide your phone and you refused, okay? When you
you didn't give me a reason.
So, no, I said your phone was being seized.
I asked you the reason.
I would be like, you got a warrant?
That's why I came.
You did not hand me your phone. Then
Do you have a warrant?
I came here willingly.
Do you have a warrant?
To jail.
I kicked you out because you all were manhandling me. I couldn't move. I was scared.
We don't really kick police officers, but...
But you're not supposed to use excessive force like that, especially on a little ass teenager.
Being seized. You told me I was coming here for an interview. I came here under false pretenses. That is the case itself.
Do you want to go back and talk or not?
There will be 3 cases filed in the morning, I promise you.
Yes or no?
That's right.
Let's go to the case in jail wherever we're going. I need to make a call. I get 1 call, I know that much. I resisted because you gave me no reason. You cannot search me or take my items with giving me no reason. And it was an aggravated assault. It's called defending myself when I feel that I'm in harm's way. And that's the situation that you put me in because I thought I was coming for an interview. And now I'm in handcuffs without a phone. Why would you lie to me?
I didn't lie to you.
You did lie to me.
I did not lie to you.
You told me he was here when we got here. You told me I was doing an interview and you would take me home. Why are you treating me like I'm a criminal? There was a fire at my house. That doesn't matter to you when I'm sitting here talking to you.
I tried to talk to you.
This is why I don't voluntarily fuck with no police. Man, you want to voluntarily? Hell
me and I'm asking you questions like a human being. And you're smiling. This is funny to you?
It ain't going to be funny when she's sitting on desk duty. Because they not going to fire her. So she going to have administrative leave.
In the McLean County Jail after her arrest and was released at approximately 1 p.m. the following day. However, she was not charged with resisting, battery, or any other crimes stemming from the altercation at the police station or the fire at her apartment. The officers returned Ms. Brown's phone to her around 3:30 p.m., several hours after her release. On February 23, 2023, Ms. Brown filed a federal lawsuit against the unknown normal officers involved in the incident, alleging counts of false arrest, excessive force, failure to intervene, and battery. The complaint alleged that, as a result of the encounter, quote, Ms. Brown suffered physical pain, including bruising, sore muscles, and lacerations to her wrists, and emotional trauma, including but not limited to humiliation and severe emotional distress. As of the date of writing this episode, the lawsuit is still pending. Overall, the normal officers get an F for likely seizing Ms. Brown's phone without the required probable cause to do so legally, using unnecessary force when Ms. Brown refused to allow them to take her phone without a warrant, and arresting Ms. Brown for charges that were ultimately determined to be unfounded. While it is unclear what evidence the officers believe they would find on Ms. Brown's cell phone, if they actually did believe there was evidence on the phone, the seizure of her phone appeared to be at least partially punitive in nature due to her request to turn home before she could be questioned. I cannot say whether any of the officers acted in good faith or if they were simply attempting to coerce her into remaining at the station for an interview, but either way, the officers unnecessarily escalated the situation into an unreasonable and potentially unconstitutional physical encounter and likely illegally seized Ms. Brown's personal property. Ms. Brown gets a B. Because although it does not appear that she violated the law in this situation, if the officers had actually had the probable cause necessary to legally seize her phone, she could have found herself facing several criminal charges for her refusal to surrender it. Contrary to popular belief and Ms. Brown's assertions during the interactions, officers are not legally required to disclose their reasons for seizing property, conducting searches, or making arrests before they can do so. Rather, the law simply requires them to possess the necessary legal justifications for taking these actions. For this reason, I always strongly suggest that individuals avoid resisting these types of officer actions, even if they believe them to be unlawful.
You damn near gotta go to law
may
school.
know more than the individual about the reasons for the search, seizure, or arrest. That being said, Ms. Brown does have a strong argument that her rights were violated in this situation, and I commend her for taking swift and appropriate legal action against the officers involved. Let us know if there is an interaction or legal topic that you would like us to discuss in the comments below.
That shit was so fucking unnecessary. Of course she ain't get charged with none of that shit because she didn't fucking do nothing. Like, bruh. I want to see the female officer. I really want, you know what? You kicked me. Bitch, if you don't get your motherfucking ass, Lord, please, please, please keep me from the policemen. Keep me from the po-po. Because at this point now, I can't even call my uncle because he's running for constable and I don't want to embarrass him. Like, I don't want to get him in trouble. So now at this point, I'm going to have to call another officer that I know. I don't want to be on the news with the last name Evans and my uncle's running for constable. Okay, I don't want to do that. Oh, I should make him do an interview. But my channel ain't really voter friendly. But anyway, I will see y'all in the next one. That shit pissed me off, but I'm gonna do another one. We gonna keep this thing going. I'm finna go see where the hell that fly went though, cause he ain't gonna fuck with me while I'm asleep. See y'all later. Bye.
Girl, you gave me your soul. Somebody turned your heart cold. I picked it up off that old time.